Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now this today is a direct message to the one and only Isabelle Ingham because she's now 18 and a half and she has been on the channel on YouTube on the Ingham family channel for coming on around about 8-9 years nearly. So, you know, she's a long-standing member and cast member of the Ingham family channel, and it's about time that she got, if she hasn't already, okay, I'll hold my hands up, Isabelle, if you have already received your finances from your parents, excellent. But you know, if you didn't realize already, you should know that you are due a certain amount of money from your time having worked all these years, right? All your childhood years you've been working and making money and making the paying the mortgage, right? So today we're going to go through and show you exactly how much. I mean, approximately, I don't know exactly how much, it's only guesswork here, but we're going to go through and show you how much you should be receiving or have received already since you are 18. So a few years ago, back in May of 2017, Isabelle, you started up your own channel.
Right now, we are just about to surprise Isabelle. I'm just going to lower my voice because she's only in the bedroom across the hallway with a new channel. It's all set up and ready. I know loads of you guys have already been over there and found the channel and subscribed to her. And I'm really excited for Isabelle to have her own channel and just see where she wants to go with it, really. I do just want to say that although this is Isabelle's channel and the content that goes up on that channel will be solely Isabelle's, ideas, choices, everything about the content on that channel will be Isabelle's. However, me and Chris obviously still have full control over that channel. She is still only 11 and we will be controlling the channel for her, so to speak, but the content that goes on the channel will be all up to Isabelle.
So as you've just heard, Isabelle, if you haven't been able to remember, you've had your channel since you were 11 years of age, and that's a long time. You haven't really got into the channel per se because to be fair, I don't think it was really your thing. It never has been and it isn't now. It's still not now, but it has made you a little bit of side money, you know, as your dad would say, side hustle, right? So how much has it actually made you over the years? Well, we can see here through all these varying videos that you put up throughout the lifetime of your channel, you've made 20.8 million views on the channel, right? So how much does that equate to in pounds? Now, I can only do guesswork here because I don't know what your RPM is, but let's just take, for example, a very conservative estimate of around about £4 per 1,000 views, which is quite low, you know, in terms of what your family channel would get. Now, if you times that by the 20.8 million views that you get, that comes to £11,200. And, you know, I think that's quite reasonable. And it's quite a nice little nest egg, right? Now, if we move on to the Lego brand deal that you had back in the day, the Lego Friends thing that you had going on that unfortunately was ruined by your parents, but again, that's difficult to figure out how much exactly you made off that one. But Chris, your dad, once told us that he made around about £10,000 off one exclusive video for a brand, right? So if we take that as an example and give you £10,000 for that, I think that's quite reasonable. And personally, I think that's a minimum you should get, because you were like the face of Lego. You know, it wasn't just a one-off video promoting them. You were, you know, touring, and you did this meet and greet and everything. And yeah, so I think £10,000 is quite reasonable. Now, if we move on to the main channel, because this is how much you've made off your own channel and your own dealings, £22,200. That's the minimum you should be expecting when you reach the age of 18. If we move on to the main channel, in 2016, you started doing these type of challenges with your sisters and, you know, making some money.
Hi, my name's Isabelle.
And my name's Esme.
And today we're going to be doing
The Bean Boozled
Challenge. We both have the same coloured bean. One's good
and one's bad.
Are you ready to start, Esme?
Yeah.
Right, you ready?
So that particular video, the Bean Boozled Challenge, you did with Esme, right? And it got you 560,000 views. Did you know at the time you were doing that that was actually making you money, or your parents' money? Were you aware of that? And, you know, do you feel like you should have been made aware of that, or do you not really care? But either way, it did make your family 560,000 views, which, if we equate that to monetary terms, again, we're going to take the very, very conservative estimate of £4 per 1,000 views, and that equals £2,220. Now, there's two of you in the video, so it's only fair that you split it 50-50, so we're going to give you there £1,110 into your little kitty. But it all didn't end there. You know, from innocent challenge videos, you went on to do full length pool party filming of yourself and underage girls in bikinis, right? And that's yeah, that's not cool, but this is what you actually did.
A lovely evening by the chimney here.
Yeah, it looks like something from the olden days. Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a pot on legs.
I've been wanting these because they have a door and they have that, and it can go. Oh, there's fire coming out of that.
Now, that very infamous pool party video has got 3.2 million views to this very day. So if we see how much, again, you made off that 3.2 million views, equates to approximately £12,800. And obviously there's the three of you. I mean, technically speaking, there were three other girls involved in that pool party, but you know, you probably have no contact with those anymore. Really, you should be passing on the proceeds to them. But if you divided the £12,800 by the three of you, that comes to £4,260 added onto your little kitty. Now, on the subject of swimwear and bikini shots and thumbnails that are inappropriate for YouTube and things like that. Now, you are 18 years of age, Isabelle, so I know that you are clever enough to figure this out and have morals, right? I know you do. Now, I think we can all agree that taking pictures of underage little children and putting them on a thumbnail to entice people in to watch a video of them wearing that thumbnail, that swimwear, right? I think we can all agree, even you, that it is inappropriate and wrong. And do you know how many I found on the channel? And I don't even think this was all of them, but I counted 44 videos. This is just with you on the thumbnail in a bikini, right? I know it sounds creepy, but that's what I had to count through. 44 thumbnails of you wearing a bikini on a thumbnail on your channel, and that is not including ones which just had your sisters or your brother on the thumbnail, right? Some of them included you and Esme and Isla, some included just you, right? 44. And do you know how many times those videos were viewed out of right, total views of those 44 videos came to 20,587,000 views. 20.587 million views, right? That's the amount of times that people have clicked on your videos with you wearing a bikini or swimwear. Sounds insane, but it's true, right? That's, if anybody else wants to have a look and double check for me, you know, they are there, they're on the channel. So how much does that come to in pounds? Right, so we've got 20.5 million times by 4 equals £69,548. That's how much your parents made off you wearing swimwear in the thumbnail. But we're gonna be fair, because most of these videos included all three of you at the very least, so we're going to divide that by 3 and give you £23,182. £23,182 on top of what you already have. Now, Isabelle, I know you've grown up being taught how to be quite liberal in the things that you discuss, but should you have needed to, you know, is it your place to bring, you know, these sort of things to the world? So you have more than once, but on this one occasion you have disclosed this.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was at school and I went to the toilet and I started my period, and let's be honest, it is a little bit embarrassing, but I was quite scared at first, because obviously, like, I'd been to the toilet and I was like, whoa.
Now, believe it or not, Isabelle, that is not your responsibility to try and educate people online, right? And it's certainly not something that you should have been exploited into doing and used for monetary purposes, right? So that particular video got 2.9 million views, and what's that in pounds, do you think? 2.9 million views into pounds equals about £11,600, right? Now, it is just exploiting you and you alone, so on this occasion we're going to give you the full £11,600 on iKind. Now, aside from the money aspect, Isabelle, there's certain things that have happened on your channel maybe you don't remember, or maybe you've blocked out, I don't know, but things like this where you have had the talk with all your fans, you know, that can't go down well at school, but also things that Chris has done can't go down well at school, and everything else that your parents put out onto YouTube, and then you had to go into school the next day in the morning and see what people had to say about the things that you were put out, you know, whatever it may be. Maybe looking like an idiot, or maybe doing something that made you look stupid, and then the people at school would taunt you about it, right? And that led to this.
There's many words I want to use, but I won't. Some boy has been shouting disgusting, and I mean disgusting, things to her about us all, basically, and making her feel really bad, obviously, but I think it makes it worse when you're in school and you're stood on your own and then there's a massive group of teenage boys all laughing at you.
Now, you know, nobody should be bullied at school, obviously, but your parents put you in the firing line for this. They knew that you were being bullied and yet still put you out there. What your parents tend to say is things like, well, nobody's going to stop us doing what we do, even if that gets their kids hurt, right? So that is wrong, but you know, that's one reason why you ended up dropping out of school, and maybe you are happier now in doing your homeschooling. I don't know, maybe you're happier now that you're not being bullied at school. Maybe you're happier now that you're getting your work done at home, and that's great. That is fantastic. It shouldn't have come to that though, because you know, things like that happened, and you know, it just shouldn't have come to that. Now, if we go back again to the actual main channel, the total views, this is the very important part, right? How much in total are you due over the years of exploitation that you've had to go through, right? So total views on the channel come to 657,105,000, right? That's probably actually less because there's some videos that have been removed over the years, but that's what's on the channel at the moment. Now, if we take again a very conservative estimate of 4,000 RPM per 1,000 views, because I strongly believe that a lot of the time it's been a way more than that, possibly even double, but we're going to be conservative just so that we, nobody can say that we're overestimating it. And that equals a grand total that they have made throughout the years, right? So bear in mind when they say that they work really hard for their money and they deserve what they get, this is how much they've made in total for exploiting their children. 2,628,420 £. Right, so now comes the very tricky part. How do you divvy that up? Because that's obviously, initially it was just the 3 girls, and now they've had 3 extra kids, right? And also, to be fair, Chris and Sarah deserve some of it, right? They do deserve a little bit of the money. Now, I've come up with a good way of working it out. I think that the 3 eldest contributed the most and have been exploited the most throughout the years. They deserve the most of a payday, right? So between the 3 of them, I think that they deserve 70% of total, right, between them. And I think that Isabelle should get the slightly larger. This could be controversial, obviously. Maybe I'm being a little bit too, but I think Isabelle slightly, she's been like the face of the channel, the main reason why most people come to the channel, whether it be pimping out on the thumbnails or just because her fans are of the relevant age and they came to watch her specifically. So yeah, anyway, 30% for I gave Chris and Sarah about 5% each, by the way, right? Anyway, so if you work it out, 30% of your 2.6 million is approximately £788,526. So if we add that to the pot, if we make that the total in actual fact, £788,526, obviously that's a very loose estimate, right? It could be more, it could be less, right? But I'd be surprised if it was it was that much less. Just imagine the amount of money that they spent on the houses, right? The house that they originally bought, the last one, was 400 and something £1,000, and then this one here is £700,000, right? So just add the 2 houses together and you can see that they have made a hell of a lot of money out of their children. And if you just divide it between them, you're going to get a fair amount. So Isabelle, my point here is, Isabelle, you deserve that amount of money. That's a huge amount of money. You could buy a house with that. You could live on your own. You could grow your channel, or you could be a psychologist, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to do with your life. Your life is your oyster. Is that the right term? Your world is your oyster. That's right. So, you have that money waiting for you. Ask your parents for it. I'm sure they won't say no. They told us a while ago that they were saving money aside for you with the money that they were making. So I don't, probably including interest as well. They put interest on that. Comes to pure bank, right? Pure bank. So yeah, I just wanted to shine a light on that because I strongly feel, and I don't mean any snarkiness towards Isabelle or anything like that. I just feel that she deserves the money that she was due to her. I mean, obviously, when she turned 18, that could have been her main present. It could have been given to her as, behind the scenes, and we didn't even know about it. Could have happened. I doubt it very much, but it could have, and I doubt very much she has £700,000 in her bank account right now because I just can't see it. I'm sorry, I can't. Anyway, until next time, please give this video a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Until next time, have a brilliant day, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.